there's any likelihood he could play future tomorrow night?
He's okay now and ready to train, but because he missed 2 weeks and we have other solutions in the squad right now, we don't have to rush the process. I trust Dennis, he's very important for us, but at the minute it should be too risky to use him tomorrow.
And in terms of those other solutions, one is obviously Adji Elise can come in at left back, Hume's back now as well, or as the other night you played Luke at right back and Trey at left back. There is a scenario, of course, that what happens with Luke O'Nien, because he could be seen with Hume fit and Sirkin fit and with Meppen and Ballard as your two centre-backs. What role do you perceive for Luke?
It's still very important for the team. So at the minute he's in the squad, he's doing very well. So at the minute it's a good problem for me because if we have more depth in the squad and with different style of play, we can manage different solutions. So far we didn't use so much our 5 substitutes, and I think it was because some of the players are talented but not really ready for that level of competition, and they need minutes and they need experiences. But with back 4 like that, plus Dennis, plus Trey and so on, we have many options, and we know that the level of experience is perfect, and we can manage different style of play with different triangles. So for the opposition, if we struggle to find spaces or unbalance, and we can change with another player, the triangle will be functional out in position, but with a different dynamic. Could be a good option for us.
And what was your thinking on Tuesday and playing Trey on the left and Luke on the right hand side?
It was a new experience for me. And not for them, because they used to play like that before. So I spoke with the staff, and they said that it was a good option, and I trust them. And I think they played well, even if we didn't score.
Well, in terms of another clean sheet and you're 10 unbeaten, you're going to face a completely different challenge at Sheffield United in terms of a team that's not going to basically stifle United West Bromwich Albion. It's going to be the opposite, isn't it, at Bramall Lane?
I don't know if it would be the opposite. It would be different, for sure. But I think it's still the case in that league, which can change. It's always tough challenges and different style of play. So for us, as I explained before, we need to be very versatile. So the game model with probably how we press and how we can press in the high. How can we press in the midfield? How can we defend in our final turn until our restarts? The imbalance in the midfield and the way we can finish the set pieces. We have to be strong in every phases, and against different opponents, probably 2 or 3 phases are more important in that game, and in the other game it will be 2 or 3 other phases. So it depends on the situation, and sometimes on the scenario as well, because we can start with one scenario and finish with another one. So a well-rounded team is absolutely requested in that league, and I think so far these foundations are getting better and better. So it's not perfect at all, but we can feel that we can trust different phases, and now we have to master a little bit more.
You said a few times in the last few weeks you're not quite perfect yet, you're still looking for perfection. Do you think you can ever find perfection? Do you ever think you can come off the pitch and say that performance was perfect?
Perfect, I don't think so, but consistent. And it was, I think, to be fair, it was like that for 75 minutes against West Brom. Just the finishing zone wasn't perfect, and we pressed very well. eye on the pitch, man for man. Zonal defense was proactive. We spoke about that last press conference, I think, and was really, really good. And I liked the behavior of the team and their willingness to press. Our build-up was good. We created chances and unbalance, and the finishing zone wasn't good enough because we had 5 or 6 opportunities to score. So probably now we have to be more clinical, and we have to create more chances. So this is the two elements we could improve, and our set pieces obviously still a good option. We scored at Millwall, but we didn't score in that phase against West Brom.
Sheffield United, the home record, you'll know it. Last 7, they've not conceded a goal. They've won all 7. Does that excite you as a coach, or does it sort of frighten you a little bit?
No, first sight. It's just still football, and I think we have a strong team. We can manage different situations, different scenarios, and we are really excited by that new challenge and ready to go already. Yeah.
I mean, technically, looking at where Sheffield United in the table, you in the table, Bramall Lane, it's going to be almost it's a Premier League match in all but name, isn't it?
Still in the Championship. I hope so one day that it will happen, but at the minute it's still a Championship game. And yes, a good challenge, very very exciting. New scenario, new elements to master probably, and different style of team. But we need strong opponent to grow up again. We need stronger opponent to find our limits and to push and to recognize that we are doing well as well, I think, because sometimes when we struggle with 5 draws in a row, we can see that it's not perfect. But we played at Millwall, very tough place. We played against West Brom, and we did well, even if we didn't win. But at the end, we were really we faced with the challenge. So this new challenge in that mindset, I think, is very interesting for us.
You mentioned Dennis. Is everyone else okay?
Yeah, they're okay.
This phase where you've got this unbeaten run, but it must be frustration with not getting the victories that you've been so close to.
Yeah.
How do you assess it? Is it good you've got the clean sheets? Is it bad that you're not getting the wins? Or it's not that simple?
No, it's not simple. It's still, yes, I think just after the game, from an emotional point of view, it's still difficult because we did well, and obviously, for example, the last game against West Brom, it was really a good team, and and we managed that game like we wanted to manage it. So we knew how we could win that game, and we were just on the edge to do it. And we could have lost even at the end because of their one counter-attack. And football is like that. So sometimes you deserve to win and you don't win, and sometimes you don't deserve to win and you win. So it's like a balance, and probably the staff and the more experienced players are there to explain that just keep the balance and keep the consistency and trust your game model, trust your players, trust your team, because we are doing well, even if this period is more difficult.
Do you think that frustration of not getting the wins that you were close to, is that motivating the players? How have the players responded to that?
I think so. But if we can find an extra energy, keeping the same level in the other side of the game, it's the right balance, because we don't have to rush our process as well. Football is like that. So if we want to implement new ideas and we can create a new imbalance in what we built before, it's not the right direction. So it's still a difficult situation, because we know that we are very strong in some part of the game, but at the same time maybe 5 or 6 or 7% are missing. So if you rush that part, maybe you can unbalance that part. So it's a question of balance, and I hope we will find the right balance tomorrow.
And just finally, I asked you, I think it was last week, about the international break and planning for January and the transfer window, and you said you feel the solution is here. Do you still feel that way?
Let's wait 1 month more and we'll see, because this is the philosophy of the club. We believe in the development of and the improvement. We have young players, so we know that for most of them, when they came in here, they were not ready, but we are here to help them to grow, and we believe that it's possible. So before thinking about external recruitments, I think we have to push until the end the process, and then in January we'll see what do we need for the next month. Are they ready to be competitive with us, or they need more time? This will be our thoughts, and we'll have to make a decision at that moment. But the background of the club is that one. We believe in young players, in the improvements and the learning curve and so on. So if we think about just external recruitment, I think this is not the right way.
Regis, for most of the last couple of months, you've been up near the top of the table, and probably in most games, you've been the team favoured to win the game. This is probably the first game in a while where that's maybe not the case. Does that possibly, can that help under the circumstances?
I don't know. I don't know exactly. Probably when you are in the top of the table, the opponent respects you a little bit more because you are first, and in that situation the players are really focused, and I hope so. And if they can lose 10 or 20% of concentration against us, it's perfect. But I don't expect many things about the opponent. The only point we have to focus on is our game.
It is a young team, we all know that. You said it's a young team, but is this sort of game a particular test of their maturity away to one of the top teams in the division?
One more, because Millwall and West Brom were these kinds of teams. So one more, yes. And I repeat, we are very excited by that challenge, because this is the game we want to play. And obviously it would be a tough challenge, a very difficult opponent again, but this is what we want to play, really.
Regis, given the versatility of some of your attacking players, how do you go about picking who plays where depending on the opposition?
We are still finding out the different qualities of our players, because they are young, and I'm still, for some of them, in a period to discover what they are able to do in different positions. So it was the case, for example, for Luke and Trey, because it was the first time for me in these positions. And Eliza, for example, started as a 9, then had an opportunity as a 7, then he played as 11 against West Brom. So, and it's not definitive. One game doesn't mean that you are able or you're not able to play in this position. So I think, for example, we can keep the consistency with Wilson. It was possible to play with Wilson in another position, but when we have a striker with confidence, and I think his style of play fits very well with the league at the minute, we don't have to change. But for others, and depends on their own dynamics, it's possible to change and to give them minutes, try, watching what happens against one opponent in a specific scenario, and we can gain experiences for the players and for the staff as well. And then it's a question of management during the game. So I don't know before what will be useful.
And just how much of a miss is Romain Mundle? Because of course he started on the wing at the start of the season, was a great asset to you. Come out the side because of injury. How much are you missing him?
Good players are still very important for the team. and it opens a new opportunity for others on that side. So football and life are unpredictable. We have to manage these situations, and sometimes you have to create something new, and it's important for us, but we have to wait. Yeah.